What is up, bros and hoes? It's Asher Optic MiDNiTE, and today we are back for episode number 17. Wow.
17?
Wow. Crazy. I don't feel like that is real.
I know, it's crazy.
Like, I feel like we just did 12. Like, where did the last 5 weeks go?
I don't know.
I feel like the entirety of summer is just happening. Although it just, like, started, technically.
Yeah, but summer does that. It just, like, sneaks in and then it's gone. It's so sad.
And then it's winter for, like, 4 years, where we live anyway.
Yep.
It's terrible.
Yep.
Do you think that winter gives you more of an appreciation for summer, though?
I would say around here, especially. But it just makes me, I get really depressed because we don't get spring anymore. Like, I can't remember the last time we've had a genuine spring.
Spring is clutch.
Yeah.
Like
but
the transition.
Yeah, we don't get that. Basically, up here now, we get winter, and then we get what I like to call shitstorm. So it's like it starts to get nice, and then it immediately starts snowing again, and then suddenly it's summer.
Yeah, didn't it like snow in like May or something there this year?
Yeah, and it was actually better this year than it normally is sometimes. Like, usually, it's weird. You'll get this one really nice week in March sometimes, and then it all just falls apart.
Screw that.
Yeah, Canada, not even once.
I think I mean, obviously California is really like, you know, a seeked out area to live because the weather's so nice and there's so much stuff there.
I love it.
But like, if you think about it, they have seasons kind of, but definitely not in the same way that we do. Like here, there's a distinct fall. The leaves change. They fall down.
Oh, yeah.
Everything dies. Winters, everything's dead. But it's still kind of like peaceful. And then spring is one of my favorite times because everything comes back to life. The grass turns green again. Like
not too warm yet, not too humid.
Yeah, California is just baseline amazing all the time.
That's the thing, and that's why it's great. But I get it. You get more of an appreciation. But here it's like spring is the most enjoyable time of year. And then when you stop getting it, it's just humid all the time. Yeah. And I hate humidity more than anything,
Me too.
I think.
Can you believe Champs is in August in Florida?
I can't. It's going to be terrible. Like, everybody's like, why are you going? And I was like, I'll just be inside the entire time. It'll give me a great excuse just to hermit myself inside the venue the entire time.
I'm going to go into Universal real quick and get one of them fans. Do they still have those fans that like squirt water and blow air at you?
Probably.
I'm going to need one of those at Champs.
I just want to go to Harry Potter World. That's it.
Yeah, that looks fun.
Yeah.
All right. Weather portion done. Nailed it. First try. That's the first thing I had written down. Just kidding. I didn't write that down actually for a topic. One topic I do have written down is the SNES Classic. Just got announced today to come out in the fall, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, the Super Nintendo Classic came out.
No, the Nintendo Classic.
The Nintendo Classic. What am I saying? The Nintendo Classic. The NES came out last fall, and that was actually the original was actually the very first console I ever had. I was like 4 years old. I distinctly remember playing with the little square controller when I was like 4 years old. Yeah. In my living room and being mad fucking hype. And so
that's so awesome.
Sorry for cursing. Keep the ads on YouTube. Yeah. So did you ever play that as a kid? And did you have any interest in getting that one last year?
I didn't have the NES when I was a kid. I had the Super Nintendo. My parents got a Super Nintendo, so that's where I started. And I'd actually, oddly enough, when they started announcing all these, is basically when I started getting rid of, like, I used to be a vintage video game, like, collector. Yeah. So I had, like every
you were
system.
Hardcore, right?
I was hardcore, yeah. But I just started selling all that. So, like, I just didn't really have any interest in getting it because I had just sold all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel similar about the Super Nintendo, even though I love it. I think the Super Nintendo is probably one of the best consoles that's ever been released. It's got such a good mix of games for what it is, but again, I sold it. I think I just
Wait,
sold
so
my
you
last
had
game.
the original? You didn't even need the little one.
Yeah, I had the original and a bunch of games. I literally just sold my last game, which was Earthbound, for $500.
Wait a minute. How much did you sell the console for? And are you talking about Zelda or
no, Earthbound?
I don't know what that is.
It's not Zelda.
It sounded Earthbound. Like a version of Zelda. Or
no, it's just called Earthbound. In Japan, it's called Mother, but it's Earthbound here.
People are gonna be like, "Wow, I can't believe MiDNiTE talks about loving video games and that." I never got into Zelda, and everyone's crazy about it, so I just assume that shit I don't know about is Zelda.
Have you ever played Super Smash Brothers?
Yes. Wait.
Okay, do you know the character
at my
with the baseball
cousin's
bat?
like super long time ago? No, I won't know anything specific. Like I was a kid. and my cousins had the GameCube, not me.
Okay, either way, it's the character. The most people know who the characters are because of Super Smash Brothers because they still use Ness and Lucas. But yeah, so that's what it is, and I sold it for 500. And I think the console I sold for like 150 or something. I can't remember how much, but
that's really good still.
Yes,
I remember when mine broke. I don't remember why. Probably because I was shoving games in it all the time.
Yeah, just.
I remember it was the Super Nintendo that broke, and my dad, we drove all the way down to Minneapolis, which is only like a half-hour away. But to me, as a little
all the way
you're
down.
Thinking like 5 or 6
it's
year old
true. Your
midnight.
intention's like every second is like a year when there's nothing going on.
Exactly, because you have like time is so slow when you're so younger. I think that when you're young, time goes so much slower because you don't have anything to compare it to. But now that I'm old, so much time has passed that everything's going faster. My concept of time is completely different. Anyway.
Oh, I know. It's true.
We went all the way down to a hobby shop in Minneapolis to see if we could fix it or get it fixed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if my dad couldn't afford to get it fixed or if we literally couldn't fix it. But I remember bawling when we left the hobby shop because they couldn't fix it and my dad was sad. And I was sad.
Oh, that sucks.
So you're still pretty not interested though in
I think it's cool, but my thing with that is that they with the last one, it was like people were lining up for days trying to get it, and it was like it's like the typical Nintendo. I have a really hard time getting on board with a lot of stuff Nintendo does because they just undership things to try to build hype, but at this point it's like just release more of them. You know you're going to ship out a few more in a few weeks, and I get it builds hype, but at some point it just gets annoying for people to have to deal with. Like, why wouldn't you rather be the people making all the money off of those amiibos rather than having people selling them for like $300 like immediately afterwards? Like,
yeah, it's weird.
Just
like
release
shoes or something.
Yes, exactly. Except they're not selling them for $300 a pair.
Yeah. Did they? So I don't know if they still have it, but Nintendo had some really weird like copyright things with streamers and YouTubers. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they still do. As far as I don't know about streamers, but for YouTube, you have to like register you can't just stream Nintendo content or use Nintendo content. You have to like sign up to be like a partner, and you can either get your entire channel partnered and then they only take like 20% of your video, or you have to register individual videos and they take upwards of like 40%. I think it is. It's something like that. I can't remember the exact numbers anymore, but something weird like that where they take most of your money.
That's not a successful model. I mean, obviously, as a YouTuber and a streamer, I'm going to say that, but
it's like,
even if you think outside of that box, that is a horrible.
Yeah, they were even flagging people's videos for using like couple-second clips from trailers to advertise or review, or like even pictures.
Yeah,
pictures. They were like knocking people's videos down, and it's not even that they were demonetizing them. They were
they will like make it private. They said that's our
like,
content, MFer.
Like, really chill.
They don't even want the YouTube revenue. They want all your revenue.
Want everybody to buy it, but it's like, you know what makes people want to buy games? Seeing other people playing the games and talking about the games.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed like an anti-spoiler thing, but then also like a way over the top version of
because
that. Like,
some
games have that.
Yeah, because what was the last one? I think it was Persona 5.
Yeah, they said like you could only play cutscenes or something.
You could only stream up to a certain point. You couldn't stream the last scene or last episode or something or chapter. And that's stupid. Like, people should be able to like content cop themselves. Like, if they weren't going to buy it because they're watching somebody else play the game, they weren't going to buy it anyways.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it and I don't get it.
No, it makes sense. It's just I feel like they're going about it in the wrong way, because if you turn I don't know. It's still a little different for story games, but if you turn like content creation community against you, like, it's not.
I was gonna buy Persona 5 because I actually really like the series, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to now.
I can't stream that. What the heck?
Can't stream it. I don't want to mess with that. So.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I think, I didn't even come close to being able to buy the Nintendo last year classic, but one morning I woke up and I saw like, it was like, I don't remember who retweeted it. Something I followed retweeted like Amazon saying, if you live in this area in Minnesota, which I did, you can prime now a Nintendo classic to your doorstep today.
Oh, wow.
Offer valid starting now. And it was like 8 in the morning, and which is early for me.
Yeah, of course.
And so like I saw that and I clicked the link and it was like maybe like 9 or 10 and I'm like, oh my god, if they still have some, I'm prime nowing it to me, like because I live right by a distribution center thing.
Okay.
And so I clicked it and they were sold out though.
Ooh.
But I was as close as I came. I didn't really try. Definitely didn't want to pay over retail for it.
No, like anybody paying over retail for that was like, come on.
Goofball.
Come on.
But I don't know. I mean, I want it, and if I'm able to get it, I will. But it's like you said, like Nintendo does this thing with their releases where they make it really hard to get. And if I don't get it, I won't be heartbroken. But if I do get it, I'll be like, heck yeah, let's go.
Yeah. They're basically just, they create the market for people to like oversell after, like resale it. Because they're like, oh no, people aren't going to resell it. They're just going to wait patiently for us to release more.
No, yeah,
like,
well,
no,
and that's the thing is
they're go out and buy it.
They're not getting anything out of the eBay sales,
exactly,
so I don't understand the method.
Off the top of my head, I can think of 2 people, Kostov and Hex, both bought aftermarket resale value Switches because they wanted them and they wanted them then. Yeah. So,
I don't know. Part of it creates a craze. Like I remember I worked at Costco in my early 20s, and I remember when the Wii's came out, people went fucking insane. Like,
they did.
Sorry to curse again, but literally, you should have seen some of these people.
No, I know. I was working retail. I was working retail when we came out.
It was insane, right?
It was insane.
Or even calling with ringing off the hook. Like I worked in the photo center. And I don't know how the hell I got calls about the Wii. They're like, do you got the Wii in stock? I'm like,
maybe some of them are hiding over there.
I'm the 1 hour photo, but I can see that we don't have them because they literally disappeared in 30 minutes this morning, lady. Like 40 units. Bam.
Yeah. You needed to be here 7 hours ago waiting to even have a chance.
That's the thing. Costco opens at like 10 or is it 9:30? Something like that. 10 o'clock, I want to say. And I mean, people would line up every day, which is kind of psychotic. They line up in the bay, even in the winter when it's cold. They line up outside of Costco to go in. And when the Wii came out, there was like I want to say like maybe 100, 200 people out there. And it creates this weird like rush, right? Because then they only have how many? Like 20, 40 of them? And there's that many people. It's really weird.
But back then, there was like, people were buying those because they wanted them. They're like, this is the next big thing. Now it's like, oh man, there's a new Nintendo thing. We're going to buy it so we can resell it after. Like, it's a different mentality now because people just expect it. So that's why they just go in and, make a quick profit.
Yeah. So, that's the same thing with shoes, man. Like, I like the way Yeezys look. I feel like I'd still like them even if they weren't Kanye shoes and there weren't all this hype around it. But I've completely just given up trying because I've spent the Zebras re-release this last weekend and I didn't even bother waking up at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, whatever it would have been, to sit in the queue because I've wasted so many Saturday mornings just trying to get it. It doesn't work. And then I feel like I think the catalyst was when I actually got it to go through. Yeah. It worked. I think it was for the black ones, the V2s. And it worked. And it charged me. But it charged me twice. And then, like, the order didn't go through. And then I had to call Adidas to get them to give me my money back. So it was even more of a shit show.
Yeah. That's annoying.
It ended up being fine, but still, it's like a waste of my life.
That's what I mean. Some people, for one, wouldn't have been able to handle their cards getting charged twice.
No, yeah, I'm really lucky because
like, up until very recently, my credit card limit was like $500. So if those had charged twice, that would have been like $600. So
yeah. Well, I have a debit card. I don't fucks with credit cards.
Oh yeah, you can with Adidas. You can charge right to you can do PayPal, right?
Yeah, I did it through PayPal, but and then the PayPal will tap your bank account if it needs.
Yep.
But
yep.
I don't know. It was all bad, and I think that although it creates hype and popularity, I don't think everyone's happy at the end of it.
No, it definitely is. No.
You think widespread sales like PlayStation and Xbox are way more beneficial, right? I wonder why they do it in the way they do it.
Because they do it, like it builds the hype so that people always want to jump on it. Because unfortunately, I feel like for the last few Nintendo releases, like the best thing they've had going for them is that hype of getting it and just buying it because you know that you won't be able to think about it.
Yeah.
It's being like, if I think about this, I'm going to miss out on it. So it'd be better just to buy it and then regret it and maybe return it or sell it for more later than to miss out on it. Whereas like something like, an Xbox One X or whatever that thing's going to be called.
The Xbox One X, XX, Triple X, fucked your mom.
There we go. Exactly. Exactly. That one. You're like, okay, that'll still be around. I don't have to jump on that right now. So it's like, I get both models. I just think that Nintendo needs to like switch it up a little bit, like make more.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why don't after the first initial hype season of Christmas or whatever, why don't they just release more? Or is it because too many people, they can't do that for very long because then people will be like, oh, I'll just get it in the spring or whatever.
Well, they do, but I think it's even that initial launch. I think even if they up that a little bit, there'd still be hype, but more people would get them because at this point, it's like super, super minimal units. It's like some stores would get like, I don't know, like 4 Switches. I'm like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
That's not enough. Come on.
Some guy's going to come in and buy that for all 5 of his kids or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to be prepared for this stuff.
That's crazy. Speaking of being prepared, I was not prepared to see Clayster off of FaZe. I knew that FaZe was definitely going to make a change. I shouldn't say I knew because I actually didn't know, but like I had it was pretty implied that there was going to be a team change on FaZe
especially after Anaheim.
Horrible placement. Yeah. Top 16.
16. Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
And maybe those type of fluky like placings, you know, would seem a little more like fluky. That's a horrible way to describe it. But like they've had a rough go this whole year.
Yeah, they have.
On iDub. So
there's needed to be a change. And Clayster had played a 2K tourney with the MiDNiTE guys like the weekend before because Gunless wasn't playing.
Why didn't he play with FaZe? Because Zuma's hand?
They weren't playing, I guess. Yeah, I think because of Zuma's hand. And everybody squatted up with different people. Like for whatever reason that weekend, everybody had squatted up with different people. I think because probably Zuma couldn't play.
Yeah.
But and then Gunless wouldn't play. But I get why.
So are you like not a FaZe fan anymore? How's that work for you?
I like FaZe members, but I'm not a FaZe CoD competitive fan anymore. I like Enable. I like Attach. You know, I like the guys on the team.
You like everyone but Zuma and Gunless?
I like Zuma too. I like Zuma. It's just like the reason why, because honestly, like I said, I came into the scene as a FaZe fan, but then things like Vision episodes with Hitch makes you want to root for teams that you understand the personalities of the players. So you get this. I got a soft spot for my Optic boys, you know, because you see them playing, you see them struggling. So I'm like, I love Optic, but you know, I still had that soft spot for FaZe. But I don't like Gunless, so I can't.
You don't like him?
No, I don't.
What's wrong with him?
I think he's rude.
I don't think he's rude. But all those MiDNiTE kids are rude. They're young.
Yeah. But no, he's not. He's like 22.
That's young.
He's not that young comparatively.
There's a difference tweeted and said so many things when I was 22 that I wish I didn't.
Fair. But I think that when you win and people kind of give you a hard time, because, okay, the way that I described it is the way that he acted after they beat Optic was the way that, let's say the Eagles, I keep using football even though I don't know. Okay, we'll say the Vikings. A Vikings fan.
Skull, baby.
Will say that
Can I get
a Vikings
a skull
fan,
spam in the comments?
If a Vikings fan was in New England watching the Vikings play against the Patriots and then got offended when everybody in the stadium was cheering for the Patriots is basically how I describe how Gunless acted when Optic fans were cheering for Optic, even though MiDNiTE won. Because it's like, I get it. I understand that it's frustrating having somebody completely cheering for a different team. But you guys, they were like kind of an unknown team. They came out of nowheres. They built a fan base around that. But you be humble after you win something like that. Or you make some kind of light comment. You don't just trash everybody in the venue because you're having a hissy fit. You just won, man. You won. That's all you needed to do. You just need to say but you just say, I proved you wrong. That's all you need to say. He was a little.
Yeah, was he the one that was yelling after?
He was the one. He was the one who was the real dick.
Damn.
Yeah,
I mean, apparently in that particular instance that she's talking about, some of the fans were being quite disrespectful.
And I believe that.
Not all of them.
No, but I believe that. And that happens. But that's what I mean. You got to expect that to happen.
You shouldn't focus on that, especially if you win.
If you win, then you say, it's really nice to prove people wrong.
Yeah. But you're young.
Not F all you guys.
He had a mullet at the time. Like, I rock with that dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he should diss Optic. All the Optic fans are probably like, what the fuck, MiDNiTE? But I don't know. I rock with the... I don't know.
I like Clayster.
I love Clayster.
Clayster has been kicked too many times last week. He does not seem like he's necessarily a fan of this change. I think that I get that this was not the way things went because Gunless wanted off the United roster, but I think that it would have been smarter for FaZe to get rid of everybody except Clayster and try to get everybody from United on the FaZe roster.
No, it's too big because you can only do one at a time.
I know it's too big of a change, but that would have made more sense because Clayster proved that he could win really well with the United team.
Well, this is also, I feel, a super short-sighted champs-only move as well because Gunless... They were
trying to do it for Anaheim, and they couldn't because United couldn't come to an understanding. I honestly think this change would have happened before Anaheim, and I think that might have affected why they placed as badly as they did.
Yeah.
But well, I think it's short-sighted, honestly, because Clayster's
one of the best ARs on boots on the ground CODs ever.
Yep.
And they're going to be missing him next year. So
yeah. So and I don't know if this is if there's a chance that they can get him back, but I'm assuming that contracts are signed. How does that work? If they don't want to switch, if you sign a contract with somebody and you don't want to trade and you don't want to be traded, how do they move your contract? Wouldn't Clayster have had to sign a new contract with United, or is it just one of these things that
I wonder if it's like in sports when you do a trade, you kind of absorb their contract.
Yeah, so if it's something like that, so that once that contract runs out, it's like it.
And I remember Clay tweeting jokingly after it happened. He's like, "So I guess I'm worth $100K now because that's how much Gunless's buyout was for United," which is insane, by the way.
That's insane. They just really didn't want to let him go. They didn't want to let him go without getting somebody that they felt was an equal trade, which I get. They were like,
well, yeah, why should they trade Gunless for
or why should they sell Gunless to somebody and not get anybody,
Yeah.
Why should you what if some random team
protecting themselves?
Yeah. Exactly.
But I think that there needs to be something for the players. With all this scene growing, I think that there needs to be some kind of union or thing that protects the players, like an association or some shit.
It's a mixed thing too, but then a lot of these players complain about things, and it's like, you guys have to get better about reading your own contracts. And the reason why it's having a hard time growing from smaller orgs is that because people like Gunless and Clayster and Zuma and Crim6 and all them presumably get paid so much, all of these little amateur kids are like, well, we want full salaries so that we don't have to do anything except play Call of Duty all the time. And it's all like, you're not that good yet. You got to prove yourself. You've got to be willing, all the pros that I know that are massive now hustled. They hustled their way through working at McDonald's while they were trying to go to any kind of little tournament they could. Don't just expect that you're going to get picked up to an org and then not have to work again.
Yeah, the scene has grown a lot, definitely, from the early days where an org would cover the travel, right? And you wouldn't be all right, I'm gonna give you this amount of money, play this 24/7 and do it.
But the smaller orgs or the smaller teams should just be happy that somebody's willing to pay their travel expenses, and they're not. They're just we're worth money. It's no, you're not. You haven't won anything. You haven't proven yourselves. That's why SOAR hasn't gotten into COD, because it's not worth the investment. It's not at all worth
risky investment for a brand new Call of Duty team.
Risky, especially when the teams don't I think next year it might be a little bit more worth it because it looks like they're trying to beef up the championships in terms of what the winnings are. So then it's okay, but if we do well, there's more of a chance that we're going to get a return on our investment.
Yeah,
and the hype's going to be higher for World War II. But as of right now, some of these IW teams, what they're looking to ask for is it's outlandish.
Yeah. Do you have an example of amateur teams or lower tier org teams that they place well but they're asking for this money, or is this just something that's
some that haven't even placed well? They basically play GBs and they're trying to get to events and they think that they're worth some of them think that they should be getting $1,000 a week or even $1,000 a month. Some of them, it's you haven't played an actual event and you want an organization to not only fly you to events but also give you each $1,000.
Yeah, there's your $1,000, a plane ticket and a hotel.
Exactly. That's come on, guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just not. It's not
so
worth it.
So do you think that? Obviously, this is a champs move and also the stage 2 playoffs thing that's about to happen. I believe, and I read this on Twitter, I think from Adam. So I might be misquoting it, but I think he said 700,000 in prize pool for stage 2, and then it's $1 million or $1.5 million up for grabs at CoD Champs.
think so. Like, it's a decent amount.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of moolah there,
And
Ashley.
so, yeah, that's like a pretty good motivator for a team changes and roster mania. And it was very obvious that a change with FaZe was going to happen, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be Clayster. I think he has come up short this year in some really big series.
But he's also clutched some insane moments in this series. Like, it's not even the one from Anaheim, because it happened again at Anaheim, but I think it was Attach that did it. But no, it was Enable. But there was a couple matches where it was a hard point. The other team had 249, and then Clayster managed to hold it down and get another like 50 something points to win it. And it was like literally managed to win it at the very, very last second. And like, that's crazy. Like, that kind of clutch is insane, but it's also the kind of thing that like it'll only ever happen in these style games because there's of all the specialist things that you can do. He managed to zoom back in time really quickly to get both of them rather than only getting one. But some of it's just insane. So like he's got clutch moments.
He's got the clutch factor, and he's also I don't know that much about the FaZe competitive team, but I'm assuming he was their in-game leader. So they lost their in-game leader, one of the best boots on the ground AR players, and that's confusing to me. So they were all living in the FaZe house, and now like
that's specifically a FaZe competitive house. I guess they're giving him time to leave, but apparently there's all sorts of awkward stuff going on in that house right now that I don't even want to touch on. But
that sounds terrible.
It's terrible. It's like every worst scenario you could probably imagine is there. But I guess he's having fun. He pranked Enable yesterday.
What did he do?
He told him to go get the mail, and then when he went back to the door, Clayster had locked him out. Just like little fun little pranks like that. But I know. He was just trying to have fun, making the best of some weird situations.
Yeah, I hope he brings it back around, and especially I don't know. I guess I don't really know how it works with whatever contract he is or isn't in with the United now. But after Champs, which I'm assuming he's going to stick with the United through Champs. After that, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what all of the teams do for boots on the ground. Are they going to wait until the game comes out, or is it going to be like, yo, I know that you know boots on the ground. Let's get together now and like, I'll see you in November, basically.
Like, there's a lot of former pros that have been talking about getting back together and doing things and maybe just kind of trying it just to see how it goes. But I think it's going to be interesting because I feel like there's certain players that people know right off the bat that are like, you're a jetpacker. Like, that's what you do well. And I don't think you can handle. I know some people were actually worried about Formal because he came from Halo. I'm not.
He played really, really well in Ghosts.
Yeah, like, exactly. Really, that's what I mean.
Really,
that's
well
what I feel like people forget that he came in at Ghosts.
People have short-term memory, or they just started watching in AW too. A lot of these fans are jetpackers themselves.
Yes,
so they just aren't aware of who's been where and what before.
Yeah,
which is fine.
It's fine.
But you got to give credit where it's due. Formal. And I think the fact that he came from Halo and is dominated in CoD speaks a lot to his FPS ability. Just because a jetpack gets taken in or out, I think he's fine. So
he's just good at it.
He's just stupid good at it. And I think, like, I don't know, I'm super glad Optic, if they do make a team change, it's usually they'll still kind of be like, we're not going to make a team change, but then it happens. But I think that it's serious. Like, I'm pretty sure they're sticking it out, which I think is really good.
I think that they're a good team. It's just every once in a while things just don't work out. It's like sometimes you can see teams and just know immediately that something just really isn't working. But I feel like anytime Optics really come up short this year, it's just been like either somebody's having a bad day or it's just like, oh man, somebody just had an amazing run. Because like I feel like they keep getting up against Luminosity, and Luminosity, it just seems like that team that has, like, you ever notice that like every year there seems to be that one team that just has the cards to beat Optic? They just get how to beat Optic.
They just get the game.
Yeah, they get the game.
I think it's getting the game. Not saying that like Optic or other teams don't understand the game, because everyone at this level, especially this far into the game, knows exactly like this is how it's played. This is the strat. It's kind of like you're simulating it through each different. Yeah.
But some people just have like the feel for it, like this is my game, type thing. So no, I get that.
I mean, I don't know. I think that this game, IW in particular, is very like. It almost reminds me of AW in some ways. Just very twitchy, gunfight heavy.
Yeah.
Black Ops 3 was the best jetpack COD for competitive, in my opinion. Like gameplay wise and like strategy wise.
Yeah.
But now with all that eliminated in the next Call of Duty, it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I don't know. I guess we shouldn't think that far ahead because we still have a ton of money up for grabs in Call of Duty. And this is when you're going to see teams start to super buckle down and shit gets real.
Yeah, lots of practice.
I'm excited to see it unfold.
Me too.
I'm excited to go to XP. I guess I keep calling it CoD Champs, but it's called CoD XP now. So
okay, that's what I was saying. Apparently, it's not CoD XP this year. Apparently, it is Champs this year.
This is so confusing.
Because I was like, CoD XP or CoD Champs. Someone was like, it hasn't been called XP in a couple years. And I was like, it was called XP last year. And somebody was like, oh, yeah, it was, but it's Champs this year. So I don't know. I just call it both. I'm like, CoD
I think
XP,
it's still
going
to be CoD XP.
I
don't know. They announced it, and I didn't even look at what the name was.
I know. I just know that it's one or the other, and everybody knows what it means, and that's all that counts.
I'm really hoping they unveil some more stuff about... Because the beta for World War II is coming out like a week or two after that, and so I'm really hoping that they unveil some more stuff about World War II there, or even just entertain the idea of like, hey, we're going to have a competitive playlist, or hey, we're thinking about the competitive stuff. Here's a little trailer, or come play at these booths, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they have the booths kind of set up for people to try it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Cool.
I'm excited. You know what I'm not excited about?
What are you not excited about, Ashley?
I don't know, man. I didn't really want to talk about this Christian, what's his name, Burns kid.
Instagram idiot?
The Instagram
Can we just call
idiot.
him Instagram idiot?
The Instagram idiot. I don't know. We shouldn't even blame Instagram for him. He's just a shit person.
That's true. He is.
And I don't know. I can't use the excuse he's young. But he is young.
It doesn't matter.
But it just shows, like, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I'll link the video down below. Pretty much anyone on the internet has seen it by now. But he was outside of VidCon, which is where you just were, Anaheim Convention Center. He's outside of it, and I guess, like, something went down, so they weren't letting people in.
He didn't know. He didn't have a ticket. He didn't have a pass.
He actually bought him and his friend had a counterfeit pass.
Yeah.
And he got caught. So, and did you see the second video?
No.
There's actually 2 videos. I'm not sure which exact order they happened in, but like a white security guard. I'm just saying that just to distinguish the 2 videos. Like there was a white one, and there was one where he was yelling at like this Hispanic guy. So the first one's this white security guard's kicking him out, and he's like, he later explained on Keem's little interview that he and his friend had like counterfeit passes, so they didn't even have passes to the event. And he had the same reaction to this other guy. Like he was saying like, you're so ugly and I deserve to be here, and just crazy shit he was saying.
Oh yeah, my favorite thing was you can't treat people like animals, while he's like literally verbally berating this man.
Yeah.
Being like, you're fat, you're ugly, you're not shit. Like,
dude, it was literally like seeing like Twitter comments in real life. Like, I didn't know the people that said like kill yourself on Twitter actually went outside and said it to people. I was mind blown.
That's what this guy was.
He's literally like that kid, but
this
like,
is like everybody that you thought, like when you think of how like, I don't know, like drunk Paris Hilton acts or something. That was this dude.
No, don't even disgrace my girl Paris Hilton, but with that comparison. But yeah, like obnoxious, like entitled. Yeah, and he was stone cold sober. Yes.
Yeah.
Like he was like, dude, I what do you say? I'm famous. He's not famous.
He's more famous than me, but he's not famous.
No, yeah. It doesn't take a famous person or not to say that he's not famous. Everyone knows he ain't famous.
And no one knew. Keemstar had to literally poll people. He was like, does anybody know who this guy is? Can anyone tell me who this dude is? Like,
he like, I don't know. He's young, and I'm not using that as his entire excuse because nobody should act like this. And especially if you've been raised in any kind of decent way, you know not to act like that or treat people like that. But he was just on another level. And I think, did you watch the Keemstar video?
No, I didn't watch the Keemstar video.
In the interview, he basically, it was really weird. The first part of it, he spends saying that there was some kind of altercation and the security guards were choking this black guy. who we don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe he had a knife. Maybe he made a threat. Maybe something he attacked somebody else. We have no idea. So, but there was footage of it. You could see it.
Okay.
Keem showed the video, and so then he tried to say that that's why he was mad at the security guards. So he gets like Keemstar gets him to say like kind of excuses, but he still was like, I shouldn't have said what I said though. I regret it. Blah blah. And I'm sorry. But then Keemstar hits him with, well, what about the other video? When did that happen? When you got caught with the fake passes and you're just being a piece of shit. That I'm assuming was before the altercation. And then he had literally nothing to say. He was like, I'm just really insecure. I have a really big ego and I get really insecure and this is how I show it. And it's like, bro, you're exactly right. At least he understands that seemingly. But I don't think he was very sincere in his apology or... But
it's like
he's just sad he got caught. Like he's sad his
caught.
shittiness got uncovered, and now he doesn't know what to do.
Exactly, he's trying to make up for it. And sorry, there's no. You don't say that kind of stuff to that extent and not mean it. You know, you could get away with a couple bad comments if you're just yelling at the dude, being like, "I can't believe you're not effing letting me in. This is bullshit." Like you could get off with being rude to a security guard, not saying that they're like less than dirt and. Yeah, no, that dude's crazy.
Yeah. Have you seen the security guard that he was yelling at is actually like, I think his name, what is his name? Joey? Something like that. He has gotten lots of love because there's obviously a lot of creators of VidCon. So Louis, remember the guy that used to eat the bugs and now he like vlogs him traveling everywhere?
Oh,
the dreadlocks?
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
So he found him and was like, made a pretty viral tweet saying like, hey, this is that guy, and I just wanted to, on behalf of like other creators here, say I apologize. You know, don't listen to that douchebag. And also, what's your Instagram? Let's get you more followers than that Christian kid. And so I followed him on Instagram to get him more followers.
I would do it.
Yeah,
I'll find his name and I'll follow him.
I'll have to link it in the description. Go follow him. His tweets his Instagram is actually pretty cool. It looks like he does like street art and stuff. So
that's so cool. So
yeah,
like you just find people.
Yeah,
sometimes you just find people that are actually super chill. So
it's crazy. Awesome. It's kind of like a little ray of sunshine. Like everyone basically shit on the bad person and the good guy wins. Yes. Love it.
Bless it.
Love it. One thing where the good guy's not winning right now. Look at these transitions, bro.
These transitions are getting better.
I don't particularly like talking about other people's videos in a negative way, or just even trying to bring up stuff on like
negativity.
But we gotta talk about this because Casey Neistat's comment section has turned on him.
It happens every now and again.
And I'm gonna come out and say right now, I am biased towards Casey. I am a big fan of his.
Casey Neistat's the reason why I got a camera.
Like, he shits gold to me. So, I shouldn't say that. I just am a really big fan of his work, and I think he's extremely talented, and I usually, especially if I'm biased like that to somebody, I always give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, there's a video he released with Jesse, also another one of my favorite creators that I've watched over the years, from Prank vs. Prank. And in the video, I'll link it down in the description below, obviously, so you guys should go watch it for yourselves. But it's basically like Casey being like, this is my teenage dream. And they're in like this super...
They're in South France,
Yeah, they're in the south of France where assumingly all of the rich people congregate and they find these Instagram models and whatever. And I mean, it's like a produced video, right? It's not a vlog. It's a produced video where he's saying... it came out on the first day of summer. This is what summer is to me. This is my childhood dream summer. And it's them like pool wrestling with these hot chicks and going on a boat and flying in a helicopter. There's jet skis, there's boobies, there's booze. It's everything's great. Like it looks like super dope rich people time, right? And so, and then at the end, there's the kicker where people got super mad.
Like it's 5 seconds.
It doesn't matter how long it is, but it matters that it's there and it's at the end. It says, this entire video was filmed on Samsung, whatever, Galaxy, whatever their new phone is. Yeah. And so it's clearly a promotional video where Samsung probably ponied up the money for everything they did. But assuming.
He's done that before. That's why I don't understand. Like the Do What You Can't video was also.
But like it was pretty, I'd have to rewatch Do What You Can, but it was pretty like... apparent that it was a campaign at the beginning of the video. Like if he had put that at the beginning of the video, I feel like maybe people's reactions may have changed. You don't think it makes a difference where the
I don't know, because I feel like I don't know if maybe Do What You Can't immediately had it in the description or something, because the Do What You Can't doesn't mention that all of his footage was filmed on a Samsung until the end.
Really? I don't remember. But
you
are right, though. Video. He has done stuff like this before, and I think that it's toes the line, because a lot of people like me, and I'm not mad at the video at all. I actually think it's a really cool video. Yeah, and good. I'm of the opinion that if a company, whether it's Pepsi or like Doritos or whoever, if they're like, hey, we want to do something really dope, we'll pay for it, but promote us at the same time. Like it can like really, if it's done correctly between the brand and the creator, it can really be some cool shit. Like
and I'm going to say he is super, super honest about the fact that he's ridiculously biased towards Samsung. In all of his other videos, he's like
biased towards them. He works with them.
He does, but he says that too. He's all like, "Look, they sent me this stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I work for them. Like, they work with me. I'm incredibly biased towards them." Like he says it. Yeah. Like maybe he didn't say it for that video. He's added it to this description.
And I'm
now.
not even sure now if people are bad that it's a Samsung like kind of ad, or if it's just the way that the video was done. I feel like like, I don't know. His comments were ridiculous. I had a hard time reading them, but they were like, "This is a married man. Why isn't your dream summer hanging out with your family?" It's like he says it's his childhood embodiment of summer, and maybe he should have pushed that harder. I don't know.
Yeah, to be fair, that was the only thing that came across as odd to me. I was all like, "Dude, you're married. Like, why are you running around with a bunch of like 20-year-old girls?" But like, it was a cool video. Like, it was just supposed to be fun. Like, clearly he wouldn't have.
Amanda.
It's acting. I get it though, and I get it. He's clearly very involved with Candace is involved in so many different steps of his life, so obviously she would have been okay with it because she would have known it was happening.
Well, and also it's unfair of the viewing population to judge their relationship and how she would or wouldn't feel. Yeah. All someone can do is say, "Oh, I wouldn't like that if I was Candace," but you're not her. You're not them. You don't know their relationship. I think it's really unfair for people to try to get their noses in shit. So
I know. Like, to me, it came across as like an ad project right away, because like anytime he does anything like this, it's like either promoting something or it's some kind of ad project. And like at the end, it says this was made on Samsung. The second it said Samsung, I'm like, oh, it was an ad.
Yeah, and like, I think, and I didn't feel mad at all. I didn't even know this was happening in his comment section until like people were tweeting about it, and it just shows how quick people will turn on you. But I think they turned on him because I was one of the people that like I found his channel like he had like 300,000 I want to say subscribers on YouTube when I started subscribing and watching his daily vlogs, and I'd also seen his work before then with the
we did an entire thing on bike lanes in one of my crime classes. So
it's such a good video.
It is.
So people feel like they went from hanging out every day with this guy hustling in New York to like this guy's doing rich people things and ads, and that's his content now. Yeah, but it's so hard to balance it because you can tell he doesn't necessarily enjoy the daily grind vlog anymore.
Yeah, well, and he's also just got so much on his plate now, and there's some stuff he probably just can't get away with doing because he's working with CNN. Like, dude's just trying to branch out, and
he had this big deal with CNN where they bought Beam, and they're now creating a news type of network. So he's clearly a busy guy, and like, I don't know, I do too. Kind of miss the like chilling, like watching him go through life in New York City is very interesting as someone who lives in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But honestly, same time, sprinkle in these types of videos. I don't care.
Yeah, because honestly, Do What You Can't is my favorite video of the year.
Super motivational, and also there's the one that he did. I think it was Nike, where he like
with the boost when he was
all those people after that natural disaster. I think it was super cool.
Oh, that was Fox, I think, actually.
He's done a lot of videos.
He's done a lot of them. Yeah, he's done a lot of really good stuff. Like, the guy is,
and it's well made too.
Yeah, the other thing that annoyed me is that all the time, Casey, we want to know exactly what gear you used to make this video. Casey, we want to know everything you did to process and make this video. Like, please hustle everything you use in videos. We want to know right now. And then he makes a video and tells you exactly what he used to make it. And everybody gets mad because I get it. Yeah, it was an advertisement, but still, the dude makes advertisements for stuff all the time that he just likes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of this from like another I get maybe it's just because they ponied up the money for it that people would be offended. And I think that's where he had to be a little bit more obvious. And he's added it into it now. He's like, this is an ad. This is an ad. This is an ad. I thought that was clear. I do apologize if it wasn't. To be fair, though, he should know better. He should have known better that he had to say it was an ad, but I don't think it was worth the hate.
Yeah, it wasn't distinctly clear during the video while I was watching it. Like, I got the vibes that it definitely was while watching it, but like an average person,
project, you know, just because he does that sometimes.
Like, Becky's on her lunch break scrolling through Facebook, sees this video. Oh, this is a cool video. Oh, it's an ad. But in the same sense, especially with this new medium of having these content creators, what is wrong with integrated ads? As long as they're done correctly, which maybe it could have been done a tiny bit better in the sense of like him
being really obvious. Maybe right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe right at the beginning, this entire video was filmed with the Samsung Galaxy
S8.
I
would have felt way better about it if it was at the beginning. But
I think they were going for the shock value. They're like, whoa, the whole video was shot on a Galaxy S8.
Yeah, that was incredible. I could see that Instagram models
that's what they were going for.
Cleavage perfectly.
Yeah, perfectly.
Also, the thumbnail was quite risque.
Yes, it was quite risque.
So it was a risky. I mean, he had to have known when uploading. It's a little risky.
Yeah, it still has more likes than dislikes, so he's good on that front.
Oh yeah, I would. Casey's still got my like and support. I'll definitely watch like.
His pinned comment right now.
Yeah, I read his pinned comment.
I really don't understand why everyone is flipping the F out about this video. Yeah. I honestly just think that there was nothing else to be offended by last week.
That's true. People need shit to be angry about, Amanda.
People need to be angry about something, and then it just turned into a bandwagon. And like I said, there's already so many people that hate him right now. Like a lot of people that were Trump supporters are just waiting. Anytime there's anything with Casey Neistat, it's like a blood in the water thing for them. They're just like waiting to jump on it because of the whole like vote for Hillary thing.
Gotcha.
So, gotcha now, buddy.
Gotcha, you cuck or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
The crazy shit they say on social media.
Yeah, we say stuff like that. It's crazy.
God, social media with that stuff has been awful.
Yeah. Like
right and left, it's been terrible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a bad time for social media right now in politics.
Both sides of the extreme, y'all crazy.
It's not good, dude. I don't like it. People don't respect people anymore on both sides.
People get no respect, you know?
Yep. Can't get no respect. So I don't know. I think Casey will be fine, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
He's still going to make banger videos. He's still going to make people happy with his content, of course.
I love the man. Like, the dude, I owe the dude. I would not have bought my camera if I had not started watching Casey Neistat videos, I don't think. Or would have taken me a lot longer. Dude's mad inspirational to me.
He's cool. He's cool.
He's cool.
You
and that's me admitting my biases.
No, yeah. I try to say at the beginning, I'm hella biased towards Casey.
Yeah. And I will say, his content, you know, obviously lacks a certain feel that it used to have, but like that's gonna happen. People
well, I
change.
think he just doesn't enjoy doing that anymore. Like you gotta think about it. I mean, it seemed like he already had like some money before he started killing it on YouTube.
Well, what was Neistat Brothers picked up for? That was picked up for like a bunch of money. Yeah, no, they paid a bunch for that, and like he had already made a bunch of money doing other things because he had gotten into film and then decided to do YouTube. Yeah. So
and it was pretty clear he didn't really get into YouTube for money. I mean, he's probably made a ton off of it, but
I was watching a vlog where he was like, people keep asking me why I don't put ads on my videos, and I'm like, I don't want to market it. So it's like he didn't even make money off of YouTube for a long time.
Yeah. And then I remember when he put the ads on, he said it was to help pay for his son's college.
Yeah, which is
I think he's paid for his son's college now, though.
I'm gonna say he's
looking
definitely
at
paid
some
for
of his
it,
views.
You know
what?
I mean,
who hates
But he does good stuff with his money too, though. Like when I think it was Fox offered him a bunch of money to do stuff for the Secret Life of Walter Mitty. They were like, we want to pay for a project. You can do whatever you want creatively. And they're like, can we just take all of this money and use it as a relief fund for the tragedy in Haiti? I think it was Haiti.
I think that's the video I was talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And they've done that like a couple times now. And like, the dude does good stuff. And just because he's making enterprising moves and he's politically affiliated in certain ways isn't a reason to hate the dude. It's just, you just don't agree with certain things he does necessarily, just
Yeah,
chill.
I agree. I still think he's good people and I still think he's going to make good videos. But I could see why he would get burnt out on the daily vlogging for sure.
Oh, yeah. Daily vlogging would be really, really, really tough, honestly. So couldn't imagine doing it personally.
Yeah. Especially me because, like, I just chill.
Yeah, people are like, man, have you ever thought of doing like more vlogs or daily vlogs? I'm like, do you know what I do in the average day?
Yeah, right.
Like, do you want to watch me go to work and then come home and stream video games?
Yeah. I mean, there, and I think too, it's sometimes it doesn't even matter what you're doing. You just have to be the right type of person for it. And I feel like since there's so many people trying to do it, and not all of them are the right type of people to do it. Like, and it depends on your environment too. But yeah, as someone who's just like chilling by themselves, like I don't have the personality to, and like just like my emotional drive for things always up and down every day. You know, there's days where I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to act excited for the camera today, so I'm not going to.
That's fair. I'm blessed that people seem to like it when I just talk about random things. So I could probably facilitate daily random videos. I could probably make that work for me, but like, do I want to?
Yeah, you're really good at talking, but I even imagine like on days where you're just not feeling it, you're like, I'm just gonna skip it for today because you don't want to have to. Because then you can always tell which YouTubers are like this, where they know that they have to keep putting on this mask, and that's fine. And that's the way a lot of like YouTubers work. Like some YouTubers you meet, they're completely different in person. Even streamers too.
Yes. Yeah,
like,
I've met a few.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like some of it's a mask.
Have personalities.
Yeah, it's a mask on or off deal, and I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it. No. But it's not my thing. I can't.
No, I'm not like that.
Hype up myself and like mislead people.
Yeah, especially not for streams. Like videos, I could probably make it through like 5 minutes of not pretending to be more hype, but just like being in a better mood than I actually am. But for a stream, it's like it becomes very, very obvious what kind of mood I'm in very quickly on stream. So
yeah, the chat can tick me off, or even like if I'm like just like a lot of my streaming stuff, I do like kind of animated things. Like I overreact to things on stream a lot. I'm not actually like that. Okay, so that's an instance where like that's my mask on my stream.
You mean you don't think the earth is flat, Ashley?
I don't think the earth is flat, but even like physical body reactions. Like if I'm playing a game by myself and I'm not streaming, I'm holding completely still and I'm not talking. But if I know that I'm streaming and I know I'm trying to be funny for my chat or just like be weird, I'll like physically react to things that are happening in the game, right?
And it's like I genuinely have that feeling inside me when I react to things. But it's like, obviously, you know, if I was alone, maybe I wouldn't go all into it. You know, maybe if I was alone, I might be like, ugh. But on stream, I'm going to be like, dude, disrespecting me? You know, but
disrespect on my name.
Disrespect on my name. But it's not like acting. It's just, you know, it's amplifying the feeling that's already there. It's like.
And I think like as a content creator, you are trying to amplify yourself in an entertaining way. And that's why there is that hint of like mask on, mask off. Versions of people, and even like even if you meet a YouTuber at an event, I think there still is mask on. It's not until you really spend time with them do you learn, oh, okay, this is how they kind of operate.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people are the same as they're on stream. Some people are different. I've met a lot of people through like either YouTube or streaming over the years, and I've just noticed that.
I'm pretty similar. I think I'm pretty similar to on stream as to how I act normally. So I think
we'll see, dude. We'll see at XP.
We'll do it XP.
No, yeah, I watched your vlogs from Anaheim, by the way.
Yeah.
I liked the Airbnb one the best.
Yeah, a lot of people
seemed like the most authentic interactions.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously the other ones were just kind of like, I know you from the internet, let's be on my vlog. Yeah. I'm bad at vlogging at events with other people. It's hard.
No,
Keemstar told me I was bad at vlogging.
No, dude, listen, it's hard to vlog at events.
It's not even just pulling the camera out. It's like when I'm talking to the camera myself, I'm fine because I can just go until I get it right or finish. When I'm vlogging with other people, get the camera up, we're talking, and then they ask me a question. And instead of answering the question with the camera up, I pull the camera down and start having, I'm like,
wait a minute.
What are you doing?
How do I incorporate you into this now?
Footage, it's terrible. It was terrible.
I noticed a lot of the footage was just like, shout out your Twitter, or like say something to the camera, like the video. Like it's hard to capture. To say like the video. That's what they did. They went right for it. I was like, can you just say hi? And that's their first reaction is like And even I've done it too. Like, I think people have come up to me when I'm like at an MLG event. They're like, yo, I'm vlogging. It's like, you know, someone I've never met before. And I'm like, yo, subscribe to his YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's your first your
events are like
say.
that.
So it's hard to like get an authentic like interaction at an event unless you're hanging out with them a lot. So that's what I noticed about like your Airbnb video. Like, you obviously hung out with these chicks most of the time. So it was like,
there were still a couple in the regular videos. Like when I got brought a donut. And then it was just me and Kat, like me and Fuya's sister were just eating a donut. That was totally genuine. That was a great time.
No, yeah, more interactions like that is what's good for vlogs. Yeah. But it's hard when there's a huge surplus of people. And also, I'm assuming this is your first time meeting a lot of these people.
Yeah.
So once you've met them multiple times, it's way easier.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm assuming in the future. This one was just kind of like a mess. And then, and I feel like I learned from stuff like this. And the audio, I don't know what happened. Everything sounded perfect on my laptop. I was like, this sounds great. And then I'm listening to it back on YouTube and I'm like, oh God, the audio is blown out in like so many places. I don't know what I did. I
didn't even notice that. I watched it on my big ass TV too. So
that's good then. That's good. But either way,
it's just wildly entertained.
Yeah, I use vlogs like that to kind of learn how to do things. I don't go super in detail. Like people were like, "Man, I thought you were going intense on the ham footage," and I was like, "I was supposed to do that on the Sunday, and then everybody got knocked out when I was at IHOP." So,
dude, yeah,
sorry,
shit really changes at the event. I think I told you before you went. I'm like, it's hard to vlog at events.
Yeah,
it's freaking hard. There's so much going on. Yeah. There's so many people. There's so much stimulation. You don't understand how to frame it. Like that's when I went. I don't know if you peeped the vlog I made at Anaheim, but it was mostly just me being like, okay, I'm here now. Okay, I'm here now. I'm going to go eat now, but I'm not going to show you. Oh, here's like, Courage. Hi, Courage. Okay, I'm going to go now. Like,
yeah, that's my issue. And I'm like so mixed because sometimes like I feel like the best footage is just getting people doing things candid. But then I'm like, I think I'm just way better at being in front of a camera than like being behind the camera. I'm working on it.
No, man. Experience. I think experience will help you keep doing it and learning. Like you said, you learned.
You learned. I'm gonna go.
I'm not saying they were bad. I'll be not thinking I'm saying they were bad vlogs. I enjoyed them thoroughly.
No, even when I watched the first one back, I was like, "This is literally just me running into people, being like, say hi to my vlog,
like the video,
say hi to my vlog, say hi to
like the video. My Twitter is this. My Twitter is this.
Exactly.
What's
like,
up?
Obviously, I wanted Christy because she gave, like, please shout yourself out because literally I'm doing there was like a source signing at the Scuff booth. Yeah. So I'm there. And she's like tweeting at me being like, this is really random, but do you want a donut? I'm going to Krispy Kreme after this.
Dude,
and I was like,
we don't have Krispy Kreme here anymore.
Oh,
it makes me so sad.
Yeah, we don't have Krispy Kreme here at all. So I was like, I would love Krispy Kreme. And then she blessed us with 2. So I was able to pass that blessing on.
You even got a hat
to
too.
Catzilla. I did get a hat. It's in my bag. I want to try wearing it on stream. I always want to wear hats. And then I remember that I have this headset and it's kind of really hard.
I'm going to link you guys her video in the description by this topic timestamp because we do those now.
Yeah, we do those. Yeah.
So yeah, I think you should keep vlogging, and it's sounding like you're gonna go lots of places very soon. So keep doing it, dude, because
I'm gonna do.
You're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be mixed. Like the next one's gonna be I'm there specifically to film other people, but I can vlog at the same time. So like the camera's gonna be out. Like it'll be good. I learned some tricks from Roger, so I think I'm gonna be good. Roger from TK.
What kind of tricks? Just like focusing types of things?
Getting an SD card reader for your phone so you can take pictures of the players as they're playing, edit them, put them on Twitter instantly.
Wait a minute.
So that you can be like...
They have that?
Yes. And I knew they did.
For your phone? I could put it on an iPhone?
Yes. An SD card reader. So you can even edit videos. I knew that they existed because I almost bought one a month ago when I was visiting my parents because I forgot the adapter for my laptop. And I was like, how bad do I want to edit this video while I'm here? And then I went to buy it, and then I was like, oh, this is a lightning cable to SD card reader. I don't need that. And then I didn't even think about why that would be useful. And then I see him just taking his, like, pic. I'm like,
bro, what? Wait, so you plug in the SD. This blows my mind, dude. Roger, if you're watching, you probably aren't,
And then you just get Lightroom for your phone. And look, you can just edit pictures. Like that's Lightroom on my phone. And I got all these different like color options that you could edit.
Does Lightroom cost money?
Not on your iPhone. It doesn't.
My life has been changed.
Everyone today. Yeah. And you just edit things.
That's actually so cool.
Yeah. And then you can just live post.
Can you post video to Twitter?
Probably. You just have to render it out in the right setting. Because like, for example, your phone comes with iMovie now. So you could edit the video on iMovie. Yeah, I edit short videos on iMovie on my phone all the time. Like when I take videos from my Snapchat to put on my Twitter, that's how I get them on Twitter, is editing them in iMovie.
Why do you have to edit them?
Because it's a different format, and just put them together. So like Snapchat will take something like 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. So then for Twitter, I just put them all together and then render it out as one video. So like, yeah, look, you can
download individual Snap videos though, dude. Like if you
but I want them all together. But that I want them
the
all
whole
together.
Story?
Yeah, like so I could take I take the entire Snap story and then I cut it down. I cut out all the weird like pauses that are in between and then I upload from there.
Damn.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that you can upload videos. I also occasionally make meme videos when I'm at work and I need to edit.
When you're screaming at your phone about Tim Hortons being closed.
I literally paid for Gary Jules' Mad World so I could make a meme. All around me are familiar.
You should pay for that song. That's a good song.
It's a good song. But it's like I already have it on my laptop, but I was just like, I need it for a meme. I'm paying 99 cents for this right now. Yeah. So like that blew my mind.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Because like I'd already learned a bunch of tips and tricks from Hitch and like watching Hitch, but just like watching Roger work behind the TK booth, I was like, that's genius.
Dope. Can TK make champs or XP?
So. They're hoping.
How do you do it? You have to, if you want to get into CoD Champs, how do you do it as like a technically amateur team? Because TK is technically amateur.
This season. I think this next season is that they qualify through the season. They make it.
So you're all in groups, and then the top whatever from groups make it to the playoffs, which will be at the end of July.
Pretty sure. But then I think that there's teams that are just automatically in. So like Optic, I'm pretty sure it's automatically in Champs. FaZe is probably still automatically in Champs.
Interesting.
TK might be in after that last placing, but I think they would have mentioned it.
No, yeah, I think that's all comes down to Season 2 Pro Point stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I feel like I'm going to Google it. How do you make it into CoD Champs?
Stage 2. How do I do it? Let's just make a team and make it, dude. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm not that talented.
$1 million?
Everyone needs to know I'm not that talented at any video game.
I was going to ask, are you still playing H1 a lot for your stream?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Because
it got really weird for a week in that I couldn't shoot or kill anyone. And then last night I had a good night.
I feel like it's tough to stream.
It's hitting a rough point. Like I used to get, it's weird. It changes by the days. Like some nights I can't, and like nobody feels like they want to watch H1. But then last night I had like 40 people, which is amazing for me watching H1.
Yeah.
So I was okay.
Well, but does it make sense? But
like on Saturday, I did a really long, well, not a really long, but I did a decently long stream on Saturday. Started with H1. Viewers were like kind of at a record low for where I've been lately. And I was like, okay, maybe it's just like the time of day. And I was like, do people want to see COD? And everyone was like, yes, I want to see Call of Duty. I was like, okay.
Call of Duty now.
And then it just jumped. And I was like, okay, people just aren't on the H1 right now. But it really, for me, it changes by the day what people want to see.
I think H1 really, last summer, H1 was the thing, the move. Yes. Now it's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it's just like, I could play it with friends because I think it's actually pretty tactical and cool, but like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
Yeah, I'm going to try
play it.
Duos. I have a new friend that's equally as bad as video games as me, so it works out pretty well.
That makes it easier.
If she gets it, we'll play that game.
I just got Planet Coaster on the Steam sale.
Yeah, I saw you mention that. Yeah,
dude, it's a problem. Yes,
it's a problem.
We have a problem. So my thing, I'm just a gamer. Like I know I play COD a lot, and I mainly have played COD for the last however many years. Like it's been my main game.
Yeah.
But I love other games. I just don't have an opportunity as much to play them. And I typically, when I'm not streaming, I do still play games sometimes.
I know you do. I see you. You're on H1 quite a bit.
Yeah, it's usually games that relax me. H1 relaxes me in a really weird, ragey way. Ark, I got super into Ark last summer, I think, or whatever it was. And it's like when I play these games, it's like I get addicted to them. It's a problem. Yeah. Like when I say it's a problem, I mean it's a problem. Like I love them. And so I felt that happening with Planet Coaster right away. I saw the trailer, I was like, dope, picking it up. It's on sale right now. It's $30 instead of $45.
Oh damn.
And I was like, yep. And so I got it. And I instantly, like that feeling right before you know that you're about to get sucked in.
You're like, damn, this is going to be dangerous.
Yep. That's exactly. And that's why I feel like I can't even buy that Rainbow Six game.
Oh, really?
Because it looks super strategical, and I
It
feel
is,
like
yeah.
I don't like being bad at games like that, so I will take the time to like not be bad at it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm weird. So, but Planet Coaster is super relaxing.
Yeah, it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon, isn't it?
Yeah, bro, I made a dope theme park. It's going great.
Awesome.
We're making mad money. Profits are up. People are happy. I'm giving my employees raises.
Dude, I was that weird person
great.
that liked to like put the like when I had Roller Coaster Tycoon, I like to like do weird things, like build up really high places, place the guests on these really high platforms, make only food places and not give them bathrooms.
Oh my god, nasty dude.
Like just to see what would happen. Like I don't know why.
Just a shit hallway. I actually never had Roller Coaster Tycoon as a kid. Like my friend had it, so I'd go over to her house and we play it. And so maybe that's why I'm like really sucked into this right now.
It was fun. I loved it. I lost I wanted to play it again, but I lost the key for it, like the key gen, and I was like, oh crap. But it's good.
That's funny.
It's good. Oh, and like just like filling it with a bunch of like the mascots so that people get scared of the mascot.
Wait, do they really get scared of them?
Some of them did. I was like, oh my god. It's
dude,
like...
in The Sims, I would like kill people I didn't like. And one time... No, I can't say this. Bro.
Put somebody in a pool and take away the ladder?
I've done that, definitely. But I've done something worse, dude. I swear to God, I've done something worse. Y'all are going to think different about me after this. Keep in mind, I was a little kid.
You're just learning. That's when you're still a psychopath when you're a little kid.
I shouldn't say little kid. I was like, I don't know.
No, you were little.
Like
you were
ninth grade. Is that little? Ninth grade is little to me.
14.
I was playing Sims. I was probably like 13. And my Sims accidentally made a baby. And I did not like the baby. So I just took the door off of its room. And it was fine. Everything was fine. It's so not good. Please don't think differently.
Wait, were the parents trying to get into the room?
Yes. But it was too late.
They get depressed.
Yeah. And there was a fucking ghost. You know how when your sim dies and there's a ghost? The fucking... Dude, I'm crying. The baby's ghost was there. It was so bad. Bro, I'm literally crying.
Oh my god! Here I'm thinking that you like killed somebody's wife or something, but no, you're just like,
no, dude, I just didn't want them. It wouldn't stop crying. Like I didn't know what to do. I was young, by the way. And also NSA, if you're listening, I can understand the difference between video games and real life. I would never do that to anybody. Definitely not lock them in a room without a door. Rest in peace. Bro. I can't believe that. I didn't know they would make a baby by themselves without my permission. Like if they do the hoo-ha or whatever. When they hoo-ha, I didn't know that like I thought I had to choose that they were gonna like have a baby out of that. Maybe I should like never play The Sims.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite ever. The real reason to watch this podcast is to get down to the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'll just random crap.
When we run out of topics and we just start talking randomly, random stuff.
My God.
I mean, at least I can't even think of like a positive real light out of that.
It's a good advertisement for safe sex.
Yes.
Condoms.
Wear protection, kids.
Wear protection.
We shouldn't even relate it to real life.
We really shouldn't relate it to real life children. And I feel like we're ill-equipped to get people these advices on.
Yes, we are. Oh, well, at least I can't do that on Planet Coaster, though. So I'm being getting really into that.
There you go.
I'm trying to stream it and stuff.
Bless the babies.
And yeah. Rest in peace in the comments. I think do we end it on killing the Sims, baby?
Yep, we're ending it on killing the Sims, right. Baby. Rip baby Sims.
I don't even think I named it. I was so mad.
What is this thing?
It's an alien.
My digital house.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Powered Down. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. And comment whatever you think you should comment. Anything we talked about, comment on, or just spam rip in the comments. Actually, no, don't.
That's a rip Sims, baby Sims.
Rip baby Sims. Yeah,
rip baby Sims.
Rip. Whenever they say rip in my chat, I think my stream died.
Yeah, same. I'm like, what?
Oh, I'm like, shit.
But
no, because it's usually what they do say when the stream dies.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh wait, I just suck at the game. I
just suck at. Yeah, that's
rip. That's all right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Though, be back next week. Peace and chicken grease. Have a great rest of your day. Good talk. We'll see you out there.